Mad Squid here at Riggs Hill. As you can see, it's private property of the Museum of Western Colorado. It's because this is the site where Elmer Riggs, Riggs Hill is a historically significant location for paleontology because it's the location where Elmer Riggs, who is a paleontologist from Chicago, the Chicago Museum of Natural History. Anyways, he was out here in the 1800s and he actually discovered the Brachiosaurus. We're gonna hike up and then around. We're gonna take the long way. It's really not that far of a hike, but I want some time to discuss what happened yesterday. It was a pretty epic day for a drone pilot. I flew 2 land missions in Aspen and got some incredibly beautiful footage and had some, let's put it this way, it was the best of days and it was the worst of days, and the full video is to follow, but I need some time. That's why I'm taking the long route. I need some time to explain what happened yesterday, and then when we get there, I just checked, and sure enough, we are in Class G, that's Class Golf airspace, so no ATC authorization required. I can fly here. So here's the thing, this is a dual purpose video. Right now I play this game called Jurassic World Alive, and it's a geo-based game, kind of like Pokemon, a little less childish though, I feel like. As I approach the site where the Brachiosaurus was discovered, I'm going to switch to the screen recording of that game, that app, and we're going to see if it's properly represented in the game. Because if it's not, that's just an epic fail, right? So we don't want that. We got to fix that. And then once we get up there, I will launch the drone and we'll find out if it's still alive or not. We can't go too far that way because that's Colorado National Monument and it's a national park, and that's a big no-no. But for now, I'm going to get the drone gear out of the car. We're going to get on the trail. I'll start explaining what happened yesterday in Aspen. So yeah, cue the music. I'll see you shortly. If you haven't already checked out my Mad Squid Productions channel, which is fairly new, I moved all my drone videos over there. If you haven't checked it out yet, please do. I'm encouraging all my followers all my subscribers on this channel, my personal channel, I'm encouraging them all to follow me on Mad Squid because that's where I'm most active now. That'll be good. Anyways, so yesterday, the epic day, I drove to Aspen because Aspen Airport is one of the only 2 airports in my area that are participating in the LAANC, the Low Altitude Authorization and Notification Capability, which is an automated way of getting air traffic control tower authorization to fly your drone at specific ceilings within a box grid around an airport. So it gives you an automated way to get permission to fly in places where other drone pilots won't be able to fly. So you can get some pretty cool video, unique, one-of-a-kind video. But my airport here in Grand Junction does not participate in it. The app, AirMap.io, suggests that it might be coming soon as a feature, but everything I've read in the forum says that there's no way to know what soon means. Some cities might not get them at all because there's apparently different kinds of airports, contract airports, so on and so forth. So anyways, I go to Aspen yesterday and I was gonna go to Maroon Bells. I looked it up and they call it the most photographed location in Colorado. And it is beautiful. It's a placid little lake, reflective lake, and peaks. But when I got there, I got to the bus terminal. First of all, you can't even drive there. You have to park at this hotel place, Aspen Highlands Village, and buy a bus ticket. You have to ride their bus there, which is $8. And then as I was buying the ticket, I said, "Hey, just before I do this, what's the drone policy there?" And she goes, "Oh, it's a wilderness area. No drones allowed." Right? Which sucks because this has happened to me before. I researched Maroon Bells before I left. Okay, I looked it up on the AirMap, on the app. I went on their website. There was no mention of no drones or anything like that. Now, granted, I've done this twice and failed to research the wilderness areas. There are several categories of airspace that you can't fly in: national parks, state parks, wilderness areas. You can't fly around power plants. Can't fly around schools. Can't fly overhead of people. Yeah, so it was frustrating to get to Maroon Bells and find out that I couldn't fly there, but it saved some money and some time. So instead of going to Maroon Bells, I just drove around Aspen looking for a spot. There was a spot I wanted to fly. I think it's called Crape Ski Park or something like that. It's right there on the main drag in Aspen. But it was on the FM grid, the facilities map grid that the FAA puts out. But the ceiling was 0 feet, so you can't fly there. So that was disappointing. But I found this Aspen recreational center that had some really nice soccer fields and baseball fields. Of course, it's a park, so you can't fly there. However, around the back of it is this place called Government Trail, and it's a hiking path. But Government Trail goes over the top of this amazing arched steel footbridge. I would estimate about 1,000 feet off the canyon floor. That's the unofficial guess. I'm not exactly a topological expert or topographical expert, whatever. Anyways, point being, it's a long ways down, right? So I thought, yeah, I'm gonna launch from there because it was outside of the no-fly zone around the recreation center. So I get set up, the remote set up and ready to go and ready to fly. And then it says I have to recalibrate the compass, which is not uncommon. I have to do that almost every time I fly. But the bridge is made of steel, and there's too much, it fails like 8 times to calibrate, and it keeps telling me there's too much magnetic interference, and I can only assume it's because I was standing on a steel bridge, right? Can't launch from the bridge, so I hiked down beneath the bridge about halfway down the canyon, which was quite a bit of work, and the damn drone still fails like 3 times to calibrate. So I tried one last time, and lo and behold, it works, right? So it calibrates, and I'm ready to fly. So I launched the drone. I get some epic footage of that bridge on the Government Trail in Aspen, and I'll share that with you. It was amazing footage. That was no problem. That was wonderful. So I got a little bit of footage there, not as much as I would like, but figured I'd move on. So that's on the south side of Aspen. I looked at the air map and I noticed that there were some areas on the north side of Aspen along a road called Cemetery Lane that looked like good spots, so I headed out there. Now on the way, I gotta tell you, that's some swanky houses in that area. Like if I won the lottery, you know I know where I'd live. That was a nice street. Anyways, wound up in a little like Riverside Trail park in Aspen, maintained by the citizens of Bitterweed County, and it was nice. I mean, I got all kinds of handheld gimbal footage and images and whatnot because it was just that beautiful. But it was also in a 50-foot ceiling box on the FAA's facilities map grid in a LANS-enabled airport. So I pulled the drone out and I got my authorization through the app, launched the drone out over the water, made one pass about 20 yards up, and realized visibility was low because there were bushes and whatnot. So figured I better turn it around, come back the other way where it was a little more open, and plus at least I would hear it come by me or see it come by me and be able to kind of reacquaint where I was. Well, and I'll show you with the screen recording that I made last night. I'll show you in the app. But mid-flight it starts by saying GPS signal lost, fly with caution, right? And at that point, the little map on my screen in the DJI Go 4 app, the map part lost the relationship between the drone and the home point. The little beacon that shows you the direction your drone is pointing and the line that shows you the path that you've taken so you can find your way back home, yeah, that was all gone. It was just a triangle floating in gray space, okay? So I'm like, oh shit. And to add to that, I have gone way further down the other way now with my drone than I went originally, and I never saw it or heard it. So because of all the moving tree branches and whatnot on the other side behind, I lost my visual line of sight, and so then I'm trying to turn the drone and find myself in the image on the drone, because that's still line of sight if you can find yourself. Couldn't find myself, and then to make matters worse, the tree line was just dark. It was like black, just black fields on the screen. I couldn't see anything. So if I knew if I moved in that direction at all, I was guaranteed to crash. So I just kept following the stream because it's the only place I could see, and up ahead it looked like an opening. I could maybe land it and then go fetch it that way. Anyways, there was a delay at this point in the video feed. Not only did I not have GPS, but there was a delay. And as I approached a tree hanging over the water, I released the stick. But the drone did not stop moving until it hit the branch. Hold on though, this is not the epic part. It survived the branch impact, so go DJI. It recovered itself. It didn't even miss a beat. You'll see it in the video. This thing just kept on flying, right? And so I moved it away from the shoreline, back out over the water, decided to turn around, go back. You went too far this way, and I'm about halfway through the battery, so I'm thinking you have to find yourself now because you're not gonna have much chance beyond this pass. So, as I'm turning around 180 to come back, the strangest thing happened in the app, and I've never seen this before. I hope to God I never see it again, especially over water, DJI. I love your products, but what the really, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, DJI. So I turn around 180, and as it's coming around so I can start moving, I get a notification in the app that says, you have entered a no-fly zone, auto landing. And I'm thinking, auto landing? I'm over water, what the fuck do you mean auto landing? And sure enough, it starts descending. Now I'm only 5 feet over the water to begin with at this point, okay? Because I was trying to keep it low enough that I would hear the rotors. So it starts descending, and you'll see in the video, I did the only thing I could. I had, what, 2.5 seconds to react? So I jammed the stick to the left and rotated along the Z axis so I could see the shoreline. And I just made a beeline for the nearest shallow water, rock, shoal, whatever was there. You'll see in the video, I get almost to the shore when the transmission cuts out. And that damn drone rolls in the water a couple times. So, panicked, forgot that the app has the Find My Drone feature for about 3 minutes, and started recording a video, all angry with myself about what happened. Damn. Then it occurred to me the app had the feature, so I turned it on, and it's like 50 yards upstream, but last seen 3 minutes ago, 5 minutes, however long it was, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. So I'm panicking, like, did I miss my chance to recover it now because it's in a moving stream? And you'll see the water was moving pretty quick, it could have washed away. So I finished recording that video, I run down the trail with my gear, and I hop down to the shoreline where it looks like this drone should be, and it's not there. And I'm thinking, oh fuck, it washed away, right? Except I looked again at the map and realized it was zoomed way out, so I zoomed way in, and I'm still 10 feet away from it. It's on the other side of a boulder. And this is where I snapped a still photo when I get on top of that boulder, because there it was in about 2 inches of water. Sitting there in 2 inches of water looking at me, waiting for its owner to claim it. And I did. I got it home, got the data off, the memory card was okay, got the videos, all except the last one that was recording during the crash. It was damaged. Spent about an hour researching that and managed to recover it. So you will get to see the crash. You will get to see the drone tumble through the water momentarily. So I recovered the data and then decided to test the drone. You see, I drove all the way home from Aspen with the windows open and the drone unfolded with the battery out, everything open as it could be, hoping that the heat and wind would dry it out. Well, I get home, pop a battery in it and turn it on, and it goes making weird ass beeps, half beeps, not even full tones. And it starts click, 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 like it's trying to cut itself with the rotors, and it's just like ding, 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 hitting itself. So I turn it off and I'm thinking, gotta come to terms with the fact that I killed my drone. Right, so about 20 minutes later, I get an idea. I run upstairs with the drone, grab my wife's hairdryer, fucking blasted the drone with hot air, went back downstairs, waited for it to cool down, popped the battery in, hit the power button, and what do I get? Doo-doo-doo. It went through the pre-flight checks and it appears to be A-OK. After we test the Jurassic World app and see if there's any representation of this site, this location, which you can see, I think right there is the plaque, the stones there, and there's a bone casting. Once I finish with that part, we're going to test the drone right here to see if it's still alive. And hopefully we have a working piece of equipment still. Alright. Okay, well, here we are at the location of the first discovery of the Brachiosaurus. Here's the plaque. It says, Brachiosaurus, the giant dinosaur, first known skeleton discovered here in 1900 by Elmer S. Riggs and preserved in Field Museum, Chicago. Okay, so that's kind of disappointing. You'll see on the video there was a little supply depot, a little supply dump there, but there were no special dinosaurs, no collectibles, no mention of Elmer Riggs or the Brachiosaurus. So, as somebody who comes from a place where actual paleontology history was made, I find that disappointing. Oh yeah, so when I recovered the drone, I've got photos of this and video, but you'll see it did snap a rotor. Okay, so one of my rotors was broken. The other three appeared to be in serviceable condition. I had replacement rotors in my pack, so I have replaced it. It's dried out overnight. I haven't flown it since that successful power on, power off, but figured give it some more time to dry out a little better even. Okay, so I've decided to set up the remote last so that I can use the phone to record the power up and everything so we can see the behavior. I don't remember which battery was the one in it when it went submerged, so we're gonna have to test both batteries to know for sure that everything survived. Now we just gotta put a battery in and see what she does. Let's bring it out here. Okay, so here's the battery we're gonna try first. Sorry, you guys can't actually see this going into it, but that's not the iffy part anyway. So I'm gonna turn it on. I want you to listen. Okay, that's promising. It's not doing the erratic stuff that it was doing the other day. I'm gonna move it a little further away from my car though, in case it goes haywire. I don't have the gimbal set up, so I'm sorry if this part's not stable, but as you just saw, I got battery signal errors on both batteries, which tells me it's the drone itself, not the batteries. It feels very, very hot to the touch, but I also noticed still some moisture inside. You can see that condensation. Maybe you can see it. Let's try to focus. Yeah, you can see that. There's condensation in both of those sensors, so even if it did get off the ground, it would have some problems figuring out where it is. Now see, that one appears to be okay, but that one doesn't. So I don't know. Hopefully it just needs to dry out some more, but it might be shot.